like, oh God, this is so much work.
I feel that.
You know, and then other days it feels like women shouldn't have to be this strong.
Right.
I don't want to be this strong sometimes.
Right.
Okay, you made me cry.
Yeah, I got you first. But you're good though.
No, I'm good. I mean, listen, it is what it is. You know,
I mean, it's life is a funny thing because, like, I always saw myself. My vision of myself was, you know, well manicured man, good skin, wedding band, plain Jane watch. You know, wearing this right now.
That's not plain Jane,
Yeah,
by the way. That's
I
very
was
reminiscent
right.
of hustler days.
I feel, you know,
That's a little
something.
hustlery.
We're supposed to be plain Jane, but I felt a little spicy.
That
today.
ain't plain Jane.
And I don't think anybody should have to be that strong.
Black people have survived insurmountable obstacles. The journey of being Black in America is not easy. And I'm not a victim to any of it.
Right.
But I'm realistic to the journey.
Right.
I know how I am treated differently in certain situations. I understand that I have to raise my boys to be men. I understand that I have to figure out the balance between being soft and vulnerable and open.
Is that hard? Like being
No, because that's who I want to be. That's who I really am.
But I would say personally, like, I would appreciate that because it's hard, you know, because women have it, they don't think they go through it. Then when you deal with men and you have that hard exterior, it's hard, right? Because we already fighting the world, you know what I'm saying?
But so are we.
But that's what we gotta find to happy medium.
I didn't have enough examples in my own life to like understand what it really meant or what it really means to see a relationship between a man and a woman
Wow.
that is healthy
Wow.
and balanced,
Wow.
and you work through things instead of like every conversation is not an argument.
Right.
And I don't think Black men and Black women have those conversations enough.
Even now we're doing the work. That don't mean everybody else is on board. And that's the crazy part.
But that's the thing, you gotta let them go. You gotta let them go, and you gotta let them be on their own journey, and you can't fight for it anymore. And you gotta love them exactly where they are, and you gotta say, baby, you know what? The hardest thing to do is to walk away from someone that you still love.
You ain't tell me
And
it's a
it's
passion
okay.
to it.
No, I'm just speaking from my own, speaking from like,
I
you know,
1000% agree.
experience.
With the hardest thing I had to do in life was walking away from everything that I knew that could support me. Right?
That's right. But what was the moment that you knew you had to walk away?
So, JEEZY, Nialong was talking about how it's so difficult to be like feminine and still be like defensive and still be strong in the outside. And JEEZY like just said no, because that's what is causing the conflict. Like being a man and then bringing in the man energy and the feminine energy balance creates a balance so that we can fight the other forces that are in our environment, in the world. There's so many things going on around the world. So we can't be like two opposites and at loggerheads at home, and then we go outside, it's the same thing. And that was the moment. That was the point. That was it. And that might be the reason why he had to leave. And he said sometimes you might have to leave someone that you truly love because of this. Let's continue.
Something happened in the Bay. Somebody got killed, and they tried to put it on us while I was on tour with Wiz Khalifa. They came and locked me up right here in LA. I just remember being in jail, and you know, I took care of everybody. $1 million bill, and now here comes the enemy, and he wasn't lying. I didn't understand how I was gonna even make it out, right? And that's where all the drinking came in, because now I'm trying to self-soothe.
Commitment and compassion, but it starts with men feeling, you know, comfortable enough to be vulnerable and open, and that's a hard thing to man to do, because we were not conditioned that way. A lot of us weren't raised that way. It can be considered a sign of weakness in the same way that therapy is considered a sign of weakness. We're talking about your experiences and my experiences. We have more in common than we probably ever thought we did, right? And so to me, that's the thing that makes me feel this sense of urgency to have this conversation with you, but also there's a hopefulness. There's a hopefulness that if we actually each do the work, we can actually come together, because there's nothing more important to me than Black people.
Right.
We are the greatness in every room.
Right.
We are the ones who set it off and make it happen. We are the ones that create the culture. We are the artists. We are the artistes. We are the voices that lead the masses. But what has always hurt me to the core is, why is there this dismantlement of the Black family? Why isn't it that Black men and Black women can't sit like you and I are sitting in a space and have really open dialogues about things and work through the trauma? Because that's the only way we can really be productive.
You said if it couldn't work, then you would leave.
Yes.
Even if there was a family, even if there was kids involved.
If the other person is not willing to do the deep, hard work, then you stay. And when you stay, you have to make yourself smaller to stay, to survive.
1000% agree with you.
Or you may not. I think for a woman, it means fitting into this space with this person who's not ready yet.
Right.
You can still love them, by the way.
Right.
You can still love them. You can still wish them the best. You can still, you might have moments where you want to cuss somebody out. Like, that's normal. Like, we have feelings and emotions. But you can love people right where they are.
Right.
Because to me, that's really a sign of my own personal growth. If you can love the person that hurt you.
Right. But you mean love them.
So, Nyalong, I think I love her already, because nowadays, if you find a woman who is conducting an interview in this kind of situation with a man who is in a divorce process with another woman, the woman will always play sister. Like, she will be hyper defensive of the female involved. But Nyalong says it as it is in this interview, and I'm so much in love with her already. Like, she's saying that sometimes it's so difficult to live with someone, even though you love them. But there comes a time when you will have to move away from this person, no matter how much you love them. And it will be better for you to love this person from a distance, from afar. Yes, leaving them, divorcing them, separating from them doesn't really mean you don't love them, but you have to take care of yourself. For her, according to her, it's personal growth. And I think I love her for that. Why? Because in this case, from this interview, I don't know, I've been connecting the dots, and I can tell you that JEEZY doesn't want to come out really straight off that the problem is Naya. But he was trying to put across his message, but Nyalong helped him. Oh brother, just wait, let me tell you what it is. And she said it. And from every indication, the problem was Naya. And JEEZY couldn't stay. JEEZY had to move on. He had to move on, but girl, like, can we all go back to this when women were able to tell it as it is, like to tell truth from wrong, to tell bad from good, like unapologetically. But nowadays, a woman like Nyalong who talk about this will be dragged and criticized for being honest. And trust me, she's been really honest in this interview, and I love her for that. I really love her for this. Let's continue.
From afar.
You love them from afar. You wish them well, you bless them on their journey, and you hope that the next time around that they have the opportunity to do the work that they do the work.
What happens when you're a man and you want nothing more than that, right?
Yeah.
And that's not what you're getting on the other side. And there are kids involved, right? And there's somewhat love there, and you understand that somebody else might have their thing, but they're not taking this journey with you of healing, because I think love is two people healing together and giving each other the space to do so. And the thing for me is, when I went to visit my mother that day, I went to forgive her, but I also went to tell her that I'm gonna stand up for little Jay.
That's right.
Right, the little Jay that she put in that position. And I think a lot of my healing journey, especially in my real life, had a lot to do with me never standing up to my mother the right way.
That's right.
Which made me be a certain way in real life.
You're kind of all the things.
Right. What's all the things you mean?
I mean,
he's been really honest in this interview. Trust me, he's so honest. So many people have been through abuse, have been traumatized by their parents, but they shy away from addressing it. They shy away from talking about it. They push it under the rug, and you keep on living your life with that trauma still there deep down in you, affecting how you interact with other people, affecting how you do business, affecting your job, your persona, everything about you. And JEEZY owns up. He says this is because he never ever confronted his mom, who literally traumatized him all through his life. So this has affected every other aspect of his life. So let's continue.
You're like a cat. You kind of live 9 lives.
Yeah.
You've had many different versions of self.
Right.
So right now, where are we?
In my life, I wanted to have a family family.
Yeah.
I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be the person.
To get it right.
To get it right.
Me too. I wanted to get it right.
To be right.
Yes.
To do all the things. And you get in that space and you're letting your inner child down. You're not protecting them, and that's making you shrink in situations like that too.
Men do.
Yes, because if you're not appreciated, if you're met with resistance, if you're met with that inner thing that somebody else has from their thing,
but to me that's fixable.
You gotta want to do the work.
I agree.
But you just said,
guys, are you listening? He says that he has that inner child that wants him to do things right, to make it right, to change everything from his past. And it was so difficult for him to do that because he met someone who also came in with her own trauma and her own baggage. And trust me, he is talking about Jeannie Meyer. In this case, it's about Jeannie Meyer. And it can't work. It can't work when two people come into a relationship with their baggage. It can't work. Let's continue.
Clearly,
the
person that's being you out.
There's an expiration date on everything, right? And you gotta know when it's time to be done.
Right.
And that's usually not about another person, an affair, or some chick that's willing to make you feel like a king, because that's why most men cheat. Most men cheat because
that's so fascinating to me.
It's so gross. It's so stupid.
I personally, this is my quote: real niggas don't cheat.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
I kind of understand what you mean when you say that.
They do not.
I understand what you mean when you
say
that.
There's something in us that makes us want to be right? Yes. Across the board.
But
is he right that real niggas don't cheat? Is he right on this one? Please drop your thoughts in the comment section. Seriously, from the guys, is JEEZY right that real niggas don't cheat?
So that you are living up to the expectation that you set for yourself, because again, you're going back to your childhood wounds of
Right.
trying to be perfect
Right.
to receive the love from your mom, or is that really where you've landed, that you want to be a man that does things the right way because you want to be honorable and
Yes.
you want to respect the woman that you're with? Because those are two different things.
I want to be honorable, and I'm just anybody that's real. And when I say real, I mean real with yourself.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna hold. There's a sense of integrity there.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And
Dude,
my life.
God, what happened to integrity?
My life is built on integrity.
Yeah,
That's my moral compass.
yeah,
If I'm not integral, I'm off.
yeah,
And for me, doing the work is integral. Right? For me, coming forth and telling my truth is integral.
right,
For me, taking the mask off and saying, you know what, even your favorite trapper has flaws and things that he has to work through is
Yeah.
integral. Doing a versus battle in front of the world, they know who you are and what you're capable of, and you taking another approach because you want to save lives is integral. That's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
disruptive, not making the favorite or the most favorable choice because you know you have a position to play. So when I say
well, it's
that,
in your purpose, right? Like when you're more in line with your
and I
purpose.
swear to you that more than ever,
Yeah,
I understand my purpose is walking in these footprints that God's left for me.
and what is your purpose
My
now?
purpose is to be the best version of myself and to teach my culture everything that I learned along the way. Just like I did when I was in the streets and I made music. Now that I'm writing books, everything that I learned is in that book. Everything that you see me do in real life is my contribution to the blessings that I have. Showing men that we can come from where we come from and still be integral, still be solid individuals. Because I think what you're saying is we haven't seen enough examples of solid individuals.
That's right. We don't have that roadmap.
People, it's either one side or the other. It's like, somebody's thinking for self. We're not thinking for we, right?
Mhm.
And somebody's either trying to, and by the way, I had to go back and down my ego all the way back
That's
down.
the other thing we haven't talked about.
Right.
There's no space in any of what we're talking about for ego.
Right. And if you're living by ego, you're basically trying to either control someone
Yeah.
or to get them to see life the way you see it.
Yes.
And I had to learn.
Ooh. If you're living by ego, you're either trying to control someone, and you need to tame the ego. You need to tame that ego because it's gonna destroy you and destroy your integrity. That's from JEEZY.
That's not how you live life, right? And most of my ego came from fear,
Absolutely.
right?
There's good ego.
Right.
There's good ego that allows you to do this because this is something new, right? There's good ego that allows you to be a disruptor.
Yes.
That's good ego. Because in disrupting the system, in disrupting what we're used to seeing,
Right.
you're also providing a new way of doing things, right?
It's hard though.
Yeah, it's hard because you're putting yourself in a position to be an example,
Right.
but you're still learning and growing.
And also you're putting yourself in a position to lose everything that you built because people can look at you and our culture. You can do one thing, they're like, oh, we cool in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like I had to learn not to teach or to preach. I'm not this role model. I'm just saying that when you come from where we come from, it's okay to evolve because at the end of the day, I don't want my kids to think I was just a great artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm a great man. I'm a great person. I'm a great father. And
That's
I'm just
more
saying,
important than anything.
because I was saying, God, yo, I'm a real nigga, like all that. No matter, are you all these things? I'm all the things, right?
I just said that to you and you looked at me like I was crazy.
And I was trying to figure out what things you were saying. But I'm all the things, right?
Yeah.
And I'm also somebody who's failed. I'm also somebody who's lost. I'm also somebody who my life plays out in public a lot, right? So like,
Det er Black Friday på Boost med op til 50% ekstra rabat på tusindvis af varer.
you know,
I know.
and I've tried to love everyone that's came in my life. Everyone. Like the best to say that I know what love is, or I know what these things are, but the best way I knew how. And I always got the short end of the stick. And for this one time, in this one place, I chose myself. Our world, our people, they need to hear this shit.
Absolutely.
Like, they need to know
Absolutely.
that, that you don't have to be stuck in this place that is trauma and it's pain and all these things.
We're supposed to be living joyful lives. Women are supposed to just be able to be feminine and soft, still be in your power, still be successful, still be mothers, professionals, famous, whatever it is. We can be all of the things, right?
And men should be able to be loving and not feel like they're gonna get emasculated or these things, because, and I just feel like if everybody took the time to look inward and to work on themselves
in an honest way.
You have to be honest. And I just feel like if we can do that as a people, we'll be in a better space. And I think for me, it's risking a lot because, anybody that would have been in my position, that would have been thinking for self. And I think it's success.
No way they would.
I think it's success when you accomplish what I accomplished. That's success.
Yeah.
Success is for yourself. Significance is what is it for others. And I'm in a significant space right now.
I don't know that I've ever had
Success is for yourself and significance is for others. And JEEZY claims that at this point, he wants to love himself, that he has spent all his life trying to love other people. But at this point, it's all about him. And that's what he wants to do, and that's where he want to be. And he is in a happy place, a happier place. Ooh, this is bad news for JEEZY. Really bad news.
conversation like this with any man.
Oh wow.
So for you to say the words but still have this very masculine presence
Right.
is kind of nice, because it's like it goes against what I think women will be like, he's soft, I don't want, because there are women out there that don't want that, which
1000%.
I don't understand that. I think you want the balance, right? I think women want leadership. They want to feel protected.
Do they want leadership?
Well, it depends on the woman.
Well, I guess.
It depends on the woman.
JEEZY just threw a shade at JEEZY because when Neil said women want leadership, women want men who can lead, and JEEZY was like, do they really want men who can lead? This tells you a lot about his relationship with JEEZY, because JEEZY, as we've seen in so many videos, has been talking about how she's bossy. Like naturally she's bossy because she is like a boss at her job, and she has subordinates who answer to her, and she carries this on to her home, and she doesn't really realize that she's at home. So it comes off like spontaneously when she's talking to anyone, and unfortunately when she's talking to JEEZY as well. So that's why JEEZY is asking here, like, really, do women really love men who can lead? Do women really do that? Do they really love men who can lead? Let's continue.
Woman, right? And it depends on where you're leading me. Because if you're leading me someplace where I don't want to go, then no, we're not doing that.
Right.
But if I trust you,
Where does the trust come into play?
well, you got to know each other. You got to be you got
And to know each other, you have to be transparent,
absolutely.
open book.
Are you able to forgive?
So Nia Long said, in order for a woman to trust a man that the man can lead, the man has to prove that he can lead. And JEEZY asked, like, how can a man prove that he can lead? She replied that the woman has to trust you. And he said, how can a woman trust you? And JEEZY was like, for trust to exist, you have to be an open book. Like, you have to be transparent, open with everything, transparent with everything about you. This gives me so many question marks in my head, because there has been rumors that Jeremiah has been cheating on JEEZY, not the other way around. There has been rumors. I'm not so sure about the news, but it's rumors like everywhere that she's been cheating. And of course, I will tell you that from my research on this topic about Jeremiah and JEEZY's divorce, I found out that Jeremiah was married for 10 years to Freddie, and she was cheating on Freddie. And this was also rumors, but on her show, she made this statement that everyone is using now against her. She said, I would prefer white men, mean and lean, like the permanent guy, the one I'll marry, the one I'll consider to show in public, and I'll keep the black men as dark meat on the side. Like, if a woman goes on a show and makes that kind of statement in public or anywhere, what will you think? Like, what will you think? You think that this woman cheats because keeping someone on the side means cheating. That's cheating. So JEEZY is really right here. Like, if there needs to be trust in a relationship, it should be built on transparency and being an open book. And guys, is it fair to conclude that Jeremiah wasn't really open? She wasn't really transparent with JEEZY? What do you think about that? What's your thought on this? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let's banter about this. Let's continue.
I started with myself, my mother, some people in my family that some foul things happen. As a family, those things should happen, but I don't know how you forgive somebody who had a malicious intent.
So, in that moment where you are trying to really work through your own trauma, is it safe to say that it's healthy to say, that person is where they are, I need to leave them there and forgive them exactly where they are and still love them where they are?
Well, I can say this, I've been through some shit.
I'm not laughing, I'm just like, with the way you said that. No, I'm definitely laughing because of the way you said it.
That's what I'm saying. This is why we can't open up.
This is why I can't open up.
This is why I said say shit.
I'm laughing because of your face when you said it was like, I want to know what
I've been through some shit. I've been through some shit with people I really love.
What's the worst thing someone's ever done to you?
Left me in my lowest after I take care of them the whole time. Like, crossing me out. Try to line me up, get me knocked off.
That's hardcore.
Took from me, stole from me, betrayed me.
But you gotta let all that go. Have you?
This is the thing I had to learn, and this is the part where it get a little tricky. Most time when people do something to hurt you, it's out of fear.
Of course.
Right? But I didn't understand that at first. I thought this was personal.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's because black people are raised that way. Like, that's kind of part of our
trying to
culture.
hurt me, so I gotta
hurt you back or hurt you first.
There's that. And I think when I started to realize that it was out of fear, that softened the blow. Like, God damn, them niggas did me dirty, man. Like, just like I don't understand it.
That's good.
Right.
That you have that still in you. Because to me, that's a part of who you are.
You gotta always keep teaching.
Yeah. Correct.
Well, let me say this. The thing that I had to come to grips with is that no matter how dirty I feel like they done me, they probably never thought about that another day in their life. They probably didn't even matter to them. It was business as usual. And the thing that I've been living with is the fact that every day, which has probably been for the last decade.
You think about it.
I think about it. God has put me in a different path. The path is going to entail for me to take care of myself, to love myself, and to be in the best situation that I can thrive as someone who's been through all the things that I've been through.
It's kind of something you can't.
So, throughout this interview, it's all about myself. God has put me through. God has taken me to a place where I have to be myself. I have to think about myself. It's all about myself. that's where JEEZY is at this moment. It's all about himself. He wants to love himself. That's what he claims, that throughout his life he's been loving other people, sacrificing for other people, but now is the time for himself. He wants to love himself. He wants to do everything for himself. Before it was all about popularity, fame, but now it's all about significance, and significance is for himself. That's my take on this interview, this sit-down conversation with Nia Long. And I must say, I loved the interview. I truly loved it, because Nia Long, she was open, she was transparent, she was honest in this interview, because it's been such a long time that we see this kind of interview from a lady, from a female, because most of the things that we see nowadays is feminism, women empowerment. I will stand for my sister no matter what, even though the female might be wrong, but I will defend her. Like, Nia Long didn't do that in this interview. I must say this is one of the best interviews I've seen in a very, very long time from a female. Guys, this is good. This is really good, and I loved the openness and the honesty in this interview. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned. Until next time. Bye.